Hi everyone, this is ContractHack, helping you level up your legal career. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use redlining in Microsoft Word, also known as track changes. This is a really helpful tool if you're editing contracts, documents, or anything that needs collaboration, because it makes your edits visible to others. Let's start by turning on track changes. Go up to the ribbon at the top, click on the Review tab, and then select Track Changes. Now you'll see the button is highlighted. That means Word is tracking everything I do from here on. Let's make a quick edit. Notice how my addition is underlined in red. That is redlining in action. Now here I will strike not. Notice how my deletion is shown with a strike through. Now, what happens when you receive edits and want to review them? You can accept or reject the revisions. So up here in the Review tab, you'll see options for accept and reject. If I click accept, the change becomes part of the document. If I click reject, Word removes it and goes back to the original text. Sometimes you may want to make a suggestion, ask a question, or leave some type of comment. In order to do that, highlight the text, go back up to the Review tab, and click New Comment. You'll see a comment bubble pop up on the right side where you can type your note. And then you can also reply to comments. You can delete portions of comments or replies to comments in the future. So it is a very versatile tool. Sometimes the page can look really messy with all the markups. You can control how much you see. Go to the Display for Review dropdown. Simple Markup shows a clean version with a red line in the margin. All Markup shows everything. No Markup hides all the edits. And Original shows what the document looked like before changes. If there is more than one reviewer, so if the reviewers listed here would be all, ContractHack, and ABC. Now, the other aspect that I like is to be able to reduce some of the revisions that maybe aren't substantive or necessary. So I'm going to change terms and conditions to bold. That shows up as a formatting change. If I go back into the markup options, I am able to uncheck formatting, and then I am not going to see that. It's just going to make the revisions I'm looking at cleaner. That still lives there as a change that needs to be approved before the document is fully clean, but because it's formatting and not substantive, it is not going to make an impact on how I'm reading the document going through my review. And so if you change it to different views, you can also just click next and some of the things will pop back up. And that's good because it's not going to surprise you or let you ignore something. It will never tell you there's no changes left when there are still changes. So what I'm indicating now is that a way you can find changes that might be smaller or minor if you're not going through the next changes. I like to go change by change with the next and previous button. But if you are just scrolling through the document, kind of trying to get an overview of where there's changes or how many changes there are, on the left side of the document, that little line right there is going to indicate if there's a change made in that section. So it is helpful to see if maybe someone added a period or deleted a space, or there's a small change that maybe isn't jumping out at you and you're not necessarily going through the next previous, which is another way to find it. Again, just different views that help different people. There's also different ways that you can review revisions. You can review them in line. You can review them in comments. Showing everything in line will move the comments into the body of the document. You will not be able to see the comments until you change that view, but it will allow you to perhaps look at the document bigger without those comments on the side. I personally like to see the comments on the side, but I do take out the formatting. That is my preference. These preferences are just different ways that you can color and change how the highlighting looks. And that's it. That's the basics of redlining in Word. Turn on track changes, make your edits, add comments, or accept or reject changes if you're the reviewer. It's an essential skill for all legal documents, contracts, and collaborative writing. Thanks for watching the Contract Hack. Now you're ready to use red lines like a pro. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to Contract Hack. Also, drop a comment below to tell me what you'd like me to cover in Word next. Bye for now.